Okay, Pokemon Go Fest is cursed. There's no other way of explaining it. We now have acts of God intervening with the event. Given potentially severe weather, safety officials have recommended to evacuate the Chicago Go Fest event site. The event will be extended. Please stay tuned for details and updates. The event will reopen as soon as the storm has passed and conditions are safe. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll update you as soon as possible. Authorities have advised us to keep the event closed until further notice due to lightning strikes in the area. We appreciate your patience and we'll update you as soon as possible. And that is the last update that we had. I don't understand why Niantic keeps trying to do Pokemon Go Fest in a central, like in one area of the United States. I feel like it's just better to do officially sanctioned events at like every anime convention or every major convention or something. Now, I do know that they have like the Pokemon Go Fest events happening in Japan and happening across Europe. Don't they call it like the Pokemon Go Safari or something? But what happens is Pokemon Go Fest is like the big one. People travel across the world, across the country to come to these events. They spend hundreds and over $1,000 on travel just to have something go wrong. 2017 was a complete botched disaster. 2018 did have its controversy and its drama, but was a better event. And now this year, day 2, people are just getting evacuated out, which makes it worse because Pokemon Go Fest has so many people that want to go to it, you're not allowed to attend multiple days in a row. So if you went yesterday, you were good. If you only had the ticket for today, you're kind of screwed until they find out how to deal with extending the event. So now I'm just going to be reading people's responses and how they feel about what's going on with Pokemon Go Fest. If you want to stop having problems with Pokemon Go Fest, maybe you should stop trying to have it at Grant Park. Last year there were no issues. I go home early tomorrow morning with money and time wasted. And I feel like that is the main sentiment of a lot of people that end up going to any Go Fest. Money and time wasted, which is why I feel like it's just better if they try to have it at other areas. You know, I go to PAX or I go to, Sakura-Con out in Seattle, and then you're hearing about all of these Pokemon Go events that people are just staging up throughout the city at local parks and stuff like that. It'd just be better if, like, Niantic went to those events instead of dumping everything into one date in one area where something usually goes wrong. Crazy. We were told rain or shine, this event was going on. Better get a full refund on the money I wasted. That's like the main word people use. Wasted. I want a refund. What was it? Did people get like $100 in Pokecoins when it came to Pokemon Go Fest 2017? And maybe they had their tickets refunded? I don't remember. But yeah, like a lot of people lost hundreds and over $1,000. It was kind of crazy. And that's the same thing. That's funny. We were told rain or shine, but now there's too much rain, so you're not allowed to have it. We spent $800 on plane tickets and a hotel. And like I said, I feel like at this point, it's your fault for not, just going to a local anime convention and then having the local Pokemon Go meetup be your Go Fest. Because Pokemon Go Fest actually, they bring a lot of extras and goodies, like the increased spawns, rare spawns, special areas, special stuff like that you can only get with your ticket. So that is something, but yeah. And now we have to evacuate and can't play this because you deactivated Grant Park. Mess this. I mean, this seems like a pretty tone-deaf entitlement to me. We have to evacuate because you deactivated Grant Park, ignoring that the weather is hazardous and the city doesn't want Pokemon Go Fest being run right now. Trainers, remember to participate in Go Fest Chicago. You must have an event ticket and be on site during your ticket date and time. So it's not like, Pokemon Go Fest has extended throughout the city, and if you're braving the weather, you're going to make it happen. This also goes back to what I was saying about how you're only allowed at a certain date and a certain time because of how crowded the event is and stuff. But yeah, otherwise, event bonuses, exclusive special trade spawns will not be available to your account. See you there. And now I want to check out the hashtag for updates, but this is a pretty unused hashtag when it comes to the event, and also there's not a super crazy amount of people there compared to the the Pokemon Go user base. But yeah, people are just like tweeting out pictures, what happened at the event before it got rained out and stuff. Look at all the comments about Go Fest being evacuated. People look for any reason to blame Niantic. It's not like they can control the weather. Exactly. That's what I mean. That's just kind of the risk you take. If you're thinking like, oh man, my vacation is going to be Go Fest, and you put everything onto a single day of Go Fest, you might want to either extend your stay to enjoy Chicago or extend your stay. That way there's contingency in case something like this happens. This first guy, I go home early tomorrow morning with money and time wasted. Maybe you could have just like made it an extra day. That way, if something goes wrong, Niantic extends it, they compensate players, and then you're able to make use of that compensation or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, the event is just cursed, and anyone attending any Pokemon Go Fest is going in knowing that this event is cursed and you're taking a risk. Pokemon Go Fest got evacuated, and I think legally, Niantic shouldn't be held accountable for my death if I tweet, "I'm okay with being struck by lightning for a shiny Dratini." I love people that can just take it in stride like this. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not that there was any kind of risk involved if you wanted to stay. Niantic, they pulled the plug entirely because they don't want to be liable, and the city itself also had a hand in this. That's like another crazy thing. You look at the event. So the response to bad weather and evacuating people is sending all of these people out onto the streets without any contingency plans. Maybe some can go back to the hotel, maybe some just drive home if they're local to the area, but others, this is like all that they had planned for the day, so now they're just going to be like filling up the stores and the shops, or just out on the streets in this crazy weather playing Pokemon Go to try to compensate for what they had. And I just want to talk about other things that have happened with Pokemon Go Fest. You know, now they're talking about the global challenges. And it's just funny. Instinct is going to lose it for us. You know, this guy, he doesn't know. This is why we can't forget about Pokemon Go Fest 2017. This is why history must never be buried. Instinct's going to lose it for us. Nope. Mystic and Valor are a hair away from being done. Instinct is much further behind. 1 day left. So, first, Niantic is going to give it to us anyway. Second, Instinct had by far had the least amount of players, so really concerned for this in future tasks, switch teams instead of hating. Niantic will give it to us. That's complete speculation. It has been proven. I'll stay on Team Mystic. For one, Instinct has smaller numbers and still doing well. Second, guess you don't remember GoFest 2017 where they were changing numbers on the fly. And that's the thing. We know that Niantic has been proven to change numbers to make events happen. So even when like servers are down and the game is unplayable, the events magically get met. So they're going to bump the numbers. They're going to make it look like a resurgence, most likely. And then everyone's going to be happy and have their events, because that's just like, you can't have your worlds effectively. You know, this is the big yearly thing that happens for Pokemon Go. You can't have it look like a failure in any kind of way. So yeah, when it comes to Niantic, they know that too much is on the line for like these things to fail in any capacity. It would be interesting to see one fail for the first time, but yeah, then like more people leave Team Instinct, which means that they have less chance of completing future tasks, and then that makes the game imbalanced and creates a lot of problems. So it's gonna be interesting to keep an eye on this one. Did they update the challenges? No. Professor Willow has told us that Spark has been busting a move around the mobile lab after seeing how much progress all of you have made with the global challenge. We asked Professor Willow advice on changes on global challenge. Everyone thinks to remain positive no matter what. Yeah. Stay positive, guys. We're just going to spoof the numbers until everyone is happy and has what they're looking for. And I do find it funny that people are kind of tying this in with the removal of PokeGo++ as well. PokeGo++ could save you right now, but you playing. And it's funny because the only reason I found out about the problems going on with Pokemon Go Fest is when I was doing research for my last video talking about how PokeGo++ is being sued and being taken down. So a lot of people are talking about like spoofing at this point, cheating, what's going on, and just some crazy stuff. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is Pokemon Go Fest cursed? My answer is yes. There was so much that went wrong in 2017 for the first one, and I was still like, I went back and I was like trying to think about how 2017 went, and I forgot that the ticket sales were botched. That the way that they set up ticket sales meant like tons of scalpers, tons of botting ended up happening. People that wanted tickets couldn't get tickets. Something about like if you couldn't get a ticket and you went to GoFest or the Chicago area, you would get special spawns, but that didn't happen. And there were still outages, even though temporary, when it came to the service. I love it, you know. Verizon towers have crapped out, causing mass disconnect and huge lag to its users. All the laughing and giggling around me has stopped, and there's now blank stares and sighing. One guy yelled, "How did they not learn this from last year?" So I mean, something's gonna go wrong. You are gonna get disappointed whenever you go to any Pokemon Go Fest. That should just be like a given at this point. And it looks like it's now gone from outages, which could be blamed on someone, to just weather. It's crazy. What I have to say is you should probably just go and support your local Pokemon Go events and your local anime and weeb conventions and stuff like that. There's also like a lot of community groups and efforts like that. And now that we have hacking, or at least spoofing, looking to be on the way out and permanently shut down Pokemon Go, it's just an interesting time. You take a good with a bad. Pokemon Go has had its major downs and more downs, but a little bit of ups, and then it looks like we're kind of heading back down. I don't know. I think that there could just be, like, Niantic has ruined a lot about Pokemon Go and mismanaged a lot and handled a lot of things poorly, but it's still kind of chugging along and doing its own thing. Have they learned their lessons? Seems like they've attempted to, but they haven't learned the important lessons. You know, they're making the events better, they're making them more secure, but at the same time, things still go wrong, and the only thing that happens are upset fans. So, if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.